Welcome back. I am Largo, and today we are checking out the official announcement trailer for Mortal Kombat 1, the upcoming Mortal Kombat game. Now, it's no surprise to anyone that knows me that I am eagerly awaiting the next Mortal Kombat, as I am one of the biggest Mortal Kombat fans out there. So I'm really excited to see where they're going with this, and let's go ahead and check out the trailer.
It is time.
All right, looking good. Okay.
Time to wake up.
Raiden.
To a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours.
Kung Lao.
Whether to live in quiet serenity or bloody strife.
Katana.
To dwell in joyous prosperity or bitter rivalry. You can face each other
Scorpion.
as sworn enemies, or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing, and soon you will discover that even in this new era, one constant remains. There is always something worth fighting for. You have chosen to defy peace. Then you have chosen war with a god.
It's in our blood. It's in my blood. I know that. Pre-order to get Shang Tsung. Okay, so he's a pre-order character. All right. It's interesting to see where they're going here. We're going to kind of roll it back. We're going to go through it one more time, and I kind of want to take a look at something in more depth. There's something that was pretty interesting. It's definitely a little bit different than most of the other trailers that Mortal Kombat has released for most of their games. Most of the times, the trailers are usually just pops off right in the beginning, two characters showing off right in the beginning, getting into a fight, whether it's, typically it's Scorpion and Sub-Zero. But this one's a little bit different, and we'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and roll it back and take another look at this.
It is time.
Okay, so opens up with a close-up on Liu Kang, right? Liu Kang is at the end of the last game, Mortal Kombat 11, Liu Kang, spoilers if you care, became the new protector of Earthrealm and thunder/fire god. Raiden gave up his mantle and his powers, gave it to Liu Kang, and Liu Kang used those powers, the immortality that comes with that, and the hourglass from Kronika to reshape the world. So it looks like, especially judging from the name, Mortal Kombat 1, this is both a continuation in the fact that it's now the world that's been created by Fire God Liu Kang, but also something entirely separate, which is why we're starting over at number 1, because while it is Mortal Kombat and it does have the same characters, or at least some of the same characters, I'm assuming they're going to have brand new characters, and they're probably going to bring back some of the favorites and the legacy characters. But this is a new world that we're in. And in this world, we have Liu Kang as the god, the fire god, And now it's showing us Raiden. This is Raiden's mortal form now that he's not a god. So it's kind of cool to see that.
Time
Mortal
to wake
Raiden.
up to a new reality. To a blank canvas that I have painted in with warmth and peace. In my new era, the choice is yours. Whether to live in quiet serenity.
Now we've got Kung Lao here. Kind of a classic looking Kung Lao. All the costumes in the trailer are very plain, simple, very kind of old school, kind of really hearkening back to like Mortal Kombat 1 when things were very simple with the characters. That's the vibe I'm kind of getting with the costume designs for them. I mean, look at Kung Lao. Kung Lao doesn't even have a bladed hat in this right now. This kind of indicates that maybe he's peaceful in this particular universe, at least at this point.
Or bloody strife.
All right, we get a good look at Katana. Their graphics are getting really good. Looking at the intricate stitching on Katana's mask and whatnot. I mean, it looks really, really good. But the interesting thing about this Katana kind of reveal is what they show us here in a second.
To dwell in...
Right here, she's clearly still a person of importance. Whether she's Princess Katana or whether she's the Empress or whether her family is alive now, because this honestly does not look like Outworld. This does not look like Outworld, which leads me to believe that Liu Kang brought back Edenia, which is really, really cool. Are we going to get to see Edenia now? Like Edenia in its full glory before it was conquered? Like this could be really cool. We get to see a different version of Sindel, maybe, a different version of King Jared, a different version of Katana and Melina. And that's the other thing that they show here. Not only are they potentially in Edenia, but
joyous prosperity.
Katana
Bitter rivalry
is with Melina. Now, Melina's existence in this raises all kinds of questions, right? If they are in Edenia, and Edenia was never conquered by Outworld, how does Melina exist? Right? Melina, in the main timeline, only ever existed as a clone of Katana. Katana was only ever able to be cloned because she was captured by Shao Kahn. That only happened because Edenia was invaded. If that never happened, if that series of events never happened, how is Melina here? Now, I would just say, well, Melina and Katana's relationship was known by Liu Kang, so that when he created this new universe, he just made sure that Melina also existed. I don't know if that's the case. That's a wild guess, but that's all I got. Clearly, she still has part Tarkatan genetic makeup. That's why you can still see the teeth on her. So she's still part Outworlder, which means the Tarkatans still exist, which would mean that even in this new reality, Outworld seemingly would still exist, which I hope also means that we get to see a maybe younger, maybe different version of Shao Kahn. I would love it if Shao Kahn was still in this. Let's continue though. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on in this trailer, which doesn't really seem like it at first, but if you know what's going on, there's a lot going on here. So let's keep going. Okay, so now we pan over to Scorpion, right? Now, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, obviously, fan favorites, some of my favorites as well. Huge Mortal Kombat fan, huge fan of ninjas and the whole fire ice thing. I mean, the whole concept and character design and everything about them just really hit a tone with me, and I love them. So these are not only my favorite video game of all time, but these are two of my favorite characters of all times. But in this shot, the interesting thing is he has normal eyes. He doesn't have all white eyes, which implies that he's not a revenant or a specter or a hellspawn, whatever you want to call him. He's alive. He's not dead or undead or whatever you want to refer to him as. So already we're getting seemingly different origin stories for these characters, right? Katana's origin would have to be different based on this trailer. Melina's origin would have to be different based on this trailer. Raiden, Kung Lao, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, all their origins would have to be different based on what we're seeing in this trailer.
You can face each other.
Okay, another good shot of Scorpion here. Again, kind of getting back to very simplified costumes over what they've had in some of the previous games. His kunai, very simplified down. It's on a rope now as opposed to a chain. His whole design has kind of been very simplified. There's no skulls or frills or anything that would lead you to believe that he's demonic in any way, which makes sense because clearly that didn't happen to him. Kind of meeting up and squaring off with Sub-Zero here in the tea house.
As sworn enemies.
Here we get a good shot of Sub-Zero. Now, we don't really know which version of Sub-Zero this is. This could be Bi-Han or Kuai Liang. We don't know. There's no scar on the face, but again, this is a different reality. He may have never received the scar, even if this was Kuai Liang. Looks pretty cool. But the thing that interests me the most about this scene is the badge on Sub-Zero's outfit, on his chest. Now, if you blow the image up really big and look real hard, you can see that that little metal pin on his chest is a Lin Kuei logo pin. And if we keep looking, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are basically wearing identical costumes. Now, that's not super surprising. Their costumes have always been basically palette swaps for color. But given the fact that in a lot of the newer games, and as technology has progressed and the games have more memory now, the designs for Scorpion and Sub-Zero have diverged. They still are both ninjas with a different color scheme, but the design of Scorpion became very different from the design of Sub-Zero. But what we're seeing in this trailer is two nearly identical costumes, and they're both wearing one of those pin badges. Now, I can't really see close enough on Scorpion to tell exactly if that is a Lin Kuei badge, but I think it is. To my knowledge, the Shirai Ryu never really had a definitive logo or anything that would be a marking for the Shirai Ryu, not like the Lin Kuei have. Not gonna lie, this leads me to believe that Scorpion in this reality is actually a part of the Lin Kuei. And if that's the case, not only is that awesome, and we're finally going to get to see a real, like a young version of Scorpion and Sub-Zero that are friends and work together and are part of the same clan, but for a long time, Ed Boon has wanted to do kind of a Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks spin-off game called Mortal Kombat Fire and Ice, starring Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And this might be the them laying the groundwork for something like that in the future. I'm just saying. Just saying. This could be the groundwork for Mortal Kombat Fire and Ice in the future. I'm stoked. I don't know, man. This is all just crazy fan theory speculation. But yeah, as far as the costume designs go, I'm actually really digging the more simplified version of Scorpion and Sub-Zero's designs. Some of the other characters are a little bit bland, but I'm not too worried about it, and I'll get into that a little bit later as to why. But let's keep going here on the breakdown.
Or united as brothers. But a storm is brewing.
So we got Mortal Raiden and Kung Lao here. Their designs are, again, very simplified, very pared down, kind of reminiscent of some of the earlier Mortal Kombat costumes that they had. Raiden's is a little bit like his Mortal Kombat 1 version. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Raiden. I don't know if he's going to have a completely new power set. Maybe he's going to be more of a martial artist, kind of like Liu Kang was because he doesn't have lightning powers, or maybe they'll give him his lightning powers back. I don't know. We see Kung Lao here with a regular hat, not a bladed hat. What I was saying a little bit earlier about some of these costumes seem a little bland. These ones in particular, I'm not that worried about it because for the last 2 NetherRealm Studio games, they've had really, really solid costume customization and unlocks. So Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11 had really good like gear systems and customizations, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't bring that back. I think those systems were successful. They tried it out in Injustice 2, and I think it was very successful, increased the longevity and had people coming back to play it more. So they brought it back in Mortal Kombat 11. I believe that it was very successful there as well. I know I really enjoyed getting custom pieces for all my favorite fighters. So I don't really see any reason why they wouldn't bring that back. Kung Lao here with a non-bladed hat, early bland looking costumes here. I don't think that's going to be an issue. We're probably going to have a cool customization system. There's going to be all kinds of unlockable costumes and skins, combat packs with skins and all that good stuff.
And soon you will discover that even in this new era, what...
This is a little bit different. This is a portal, obviously. Typically, all the portals we've seen have been either a orangish red, kind of like standard fire looking color, or green, which indicates like a soul kind of magic. But this portal is red. It's unusually red. So I don't know if that's just a change because it's a new world, a new universe, and now maybe dark magic is using red portals instead of an orangish color, but okay.
One constant remains.
And we get Shang Tsung's appearance. In a world created by Liu Kang, it's very interesting that he has decided to bring back Shang Tsung. Maybe he doesn't have full control over creation. Maybe he doesn't necessarily get to decide whether certain people get to exist or not. Maybe that's one of the rules of being one of the gods in Mortal Kombat. Maybe you can actually create the world itself, but you don't get to control the people in it. So he gets to move the pieces around as he sees fit, but the pieces still have to be there. So I'm really hoping it's this logic that I'm using to really hope that we get to see not only Shang Tsung, but also characters like Shao Kahn. Shang Tsung is pretty interesting here. He looks pretty different actually than the rest of the characters. Everybody else had a very minimalized, toned down appearance than some of their previous versions, but Shang Tsung's costume actually looks fairly intricate, and it's definitely more intricate than his early costumes from, say, Mortal Kombat 1 or 2 or 3. I would say the biggest thing of note, however, is his age. This is probably the youngest version of Shang Tsung we've ever seen in any version of the game. So it'll be interesting to see what they're actually doing here with his storyline. And given the next things we're about to see, I don't know, man. I've got questions. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
There is always something worth fighting for.
Oh yeah! Look at you! You was popping all that good shit a second ago, then you got kicked in your chest!
It's interesting that they show that's the bad guy, right? That's the bad guy for the game, kind of going back to the roots of Mortal Kombat 1, where Shang Tsung was the final boss of the game. I don't think that's the case, because why would you put him up front in the trailer and show him doing these things, not even 10 seconds later show him have this happen to him? So brutal, and I love it. I love it. But yeah, I don't think he's the main villain of the game, because while they're kind of showing him at first like, oh, he's back. You know, no matter how you create the world, he's back. Then he himself immediately gets bodied and has a fatality performed on him. And a fairly brutal one too. So I really don't think he is. He's also a pre-order character as well. And then we've got Liu Kang's design, kind of a different style. White and blue, definitely a new color scheme for Liu Kang. I think that kind of is a little bit of a nod to Raiden's old color scheme, which was white and blue. And now he's kind of mixed it with his own red. We didn't actually see Liu Kang use any electricity for his powers. We did see him use a blue fire dragon and a red fire dragon, but no electricity. But overall, wow, man. Mortal Kombat 1, I'm kind of liking it. I like the idea of basically a new setting. It is a new world, a new universe. I like the fact that we're going to see old favorites, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Katana, Mileena, Shang Tsung, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Raiden. We're also going to see new characters and get new things. I really hope that they have the costume customization and gear. I'm really interested to see where the story goes. Apparently this is going to be a very story-driven Mortal Kombat, which I'm super, super stoked for, because Mortal Kombat, like I said, is not only my favorite fighting game of all time. Not only do I love the characters and I love the lore, but the single player campaign, especially in the recent games, has been really good. No other fighting game even comes close to the level of like storytelling that Mortal Kombat is doing nowadays. Literally a whole new universe of possibilities that they've really opened up for themselves. This looks awesome to me. I love it. Mortal Kombat for life, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. As always, consider clicking that subscribe button as well. It really helps the channel out. And most importantly of all, leave a comment down below. What other things should we check out? Are there other game trailers you want me to check out? Animations, videos, whatever you got, leave it down below in the comments and we can get to them. And as always, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.
Your soul is mine.